On Monday, the Hawaii State Senate voted to pass its version of the Supplemental Appropriations Act of 2014, laying out its amended spending plan for the fiscal biennium of 2013 to 2015. On the floor of the Senate, the elected officials who sat on the Ways and Means Committee that approved the budget spoke, starting with Chair Senator David Ige.
The Senate draft reduces the operating budget requests submitted by the administration. For fiscal year 2015, the Senate draft appropriates $105 million in all funds and $41.4 million in general funds. Furthermore, the Senate draft reduces the appropriation for the current fiscal year, FY 13-14, by $92.5 million, the bulk of which is in general funds, for the same purpose. Reductions have also been made to the supplemental requests for the Hawaii Invasive Species Council, which, as you know, is a priority of the Senate, Kupuna Care, and other senior citizens programs. The Senate has passed the joint majority package bills appropriating funds for all of these purposes. In whatever action we take going forward during this session, we must always be mindful of the decision-making of the dismal budget and fiscal situation of the state of Hawaii. For this and the next fiscal biennium, state government is expected to experience negative revenues over expenditures. That is, state government will spend more than it takes in. Our annual budget will be balanced by the carryover surplus of $844 million that we struggled to achieve in the aftermath of the Great Recession. We are facing much difficulty in the future that should not be compounded by unwise and irresponsible actions taken today. We must recognize that state government cannot fund all things for all people. We should not raise the expectations of the state departments, nonprofit organizations, special interests, and others that demand or request more funds and tax breaks from the legislature. In sum, we must exercise fiscal restraint and responsibility.
Highlights of the budget include restoration to the University of Hawaii, College of Pharmacy, CIP was returned to the budget.
When we talk about austerity, a $23.7 billion budget is not austere. The cuts that we have made in this version of the budget to date primarily are cuts to increases in program and direct appropriations. And as the chair correctly pointed out, in addition to this supplemental budget, we also have other bills that expend additional millions of dollars. The Council of Revenue's downgrading in their estimate should have been a wake-up call when they went from 3.3% to 0. But those of us who have been critical of the council over the years and looked at their track record knows that they've had problems in the past, generally being overly optimistic. The 0% is just exactly that, 0%, no growth. That should have been the clarion call to us, that we had to get more serious. We had to cut more severely than before. A single mom doesn't have the opportunity to spend more than she takes in. A family doesn't have the opportunity to spend more than they take in. A small business doesn't have the opportunity to do that. Only government. And why? The chairman mentioned about the different groups and special interests that come before us seeking appropriations increases or seeking grants, and he's certainly true. And everyone that came before the Ways and Means Committee, as they do every year, thanked the chairman, thanked the committee, thanked the legislature for the appropriations that they were promised. But as I mentioned before, nobody thanks the taxpayers. And the secret, the not too secret secret, is that we don't have any money in this building. The only money that we have is money that we take from others. And those people are struggling in this economy. And that's what was reflected in the downward estimate for the current fiscal year. However, we have to look to the future. That's what the legislature must do. And we have to look to sustainability. And I, for one, again challenge the 5% estimate. that the Council of Revenues has made for the future. I don't think it's accurate. I don't think it's honest. I don't think it's going to occur. And we're going to see the Council of Revenues probably downgrade that estimate in the future. Our economy has not diversified. The visitor industry, which has carried us single-handedly for nearly 2.5 years now, has shown signs of slowing down. Construction has picked up only because of government and government-subsidized projects. There still is a lot of debate. We've had debate on bills here, particularly in Kaka'ako, where most of the construction would be centered. But as a whole, the construction industry is not healthy. Either is wholesaling. Manufacturing is practically non-existent. Retailing is flat. So where is the impetus coming from to give us the ability to spend $23.7 billion?